Listen closely. Beneath the frozen ground you walk on, a monster is quietly waking up. It has no heartbeat, it has no brain, yet it has been waiting in the absolute dark for over 48,000 years. And it is extremely hungry. Welcome to the terrifying reality of the zombie viruses. We are not talking about science fiction movies where the dead rise from their graves to hunt the living. We are talking about something much more realistic and infinitely more dangerous to the survival of the human race. Pathogens, ancient bacteria and colossal viruses that have literally been brought back from the dead. To understand the sheer terror of this invisible apocalypse, we must journey to the coldest, most unforgiving places on Earth, the Siberian permafrost. For millions of years, this permanently frozen layer of soil has acted as the ultimate biological time capsule for our planet. It provides the absolute perfect conditions for preserving organic life. Zero oxygen, complete impenetrable darkness, and freezing temperatures that halt the decay of time itself. Inside this icy vault lies the intact DNA of extinct animals, long-lost Neanderthals, and microscopic killers that our modern immune systems have never encountered. But today, the ultimate freezer is broken, and the ice is melting at an unprecedented, catastrophic rate. In 2014, an evolutionary biologist named Jean-Michel Claverie made a chilling discovery that shook the scientific world to its core. Deep in the Siberian ice, his expedition team found a virus that had been completely frozen for 30,000 years. They named it Pithovirus sibericum. It is officially classified as a giant virus, so large and complex that it can actually be seen under a standard optical microscope. To test its danger, they introduced it to living amoebas in a highly secure, maximum containment laboratory. What happened next was the stuff of absolute nightmares. After 30 millennia of deep sleep, the virus woke up. It penetrated the host cell, multiplied violently, and destroyed it from the inside out. The zombie virus was alive. While it proves a terrifying concept that biologists feared, viruses can survive for tens of thousands of years in the ice and remain fully infectious. But what about viruses that specifically target humans? We don't have to guess, it has already happened. In the sweltering summer of 2016, a freak heatwave hit the Yamal Peninsula in Siberia. The deep permafrost melted, exposing the buried, rotting corpse of a reindeer that had died over 70 years ago. The reindeer was heavily infected with anthrax. As the carcass thawed under the sun, the ancient, deadly spores were released into the warm summer wind, spreading like an invisible fire. The results were immediate, chaotic, and devastating. A 12-year-old boy died rapidly. Dozens of people were hospitalized with severe symptoms, and over 2,000 reindeer were wiped out in a matter of days. The Russian government had to deploy specialized biological warfare troops to contain the expanding hot zone. If a 70-year-old corpse can cause a military-level biological crisis, what happens when a 50,000-year-old pathogen wakes up? Scientists warn that the deeper the ice melts, the further back in time we travel. We are peeling back the layers of biological history, exposing ourselves to enemies we thought were extinct. And this brings us to the greatest, most profound danger facing humanity today: immune system naivety. Our bodies are incredibly smart biological machines. Over thousands of years of evolution, human white blood cells have learned to identify and destroy modern viruses like the flu or COVID-19. It is a microscopic arms race we fight every single day. But our immune systems have absolutely zero memory of the pathogens that dominated the Earth during the Ice Age. If an archaic, aggressive respiratory virus, which perhaps wiped out Neanderthals, were to become airborne today, our bodies would not even recognize it as a threat until it was far too late. The terrifying truth is that the permafrost is not just a graveyard for nature. It is a ticking biological minefield. For over a century, humans have been burying their dead in these frozen lands. Victims of smallpox, the devastating Spanish flu of 1918, and other horrific plagues were laid to rest in the ice. But as global temperatures continue to rise aggressively, the graves are literally opening. In remote towns across the Arctic Circle, the frozen soil is collapsing, exposing century-old cemeteries to the open air. We are one warm summer away from bringing the diseases that decimated our ancestors back into the modern, interconnected world. But natural thawing is only half the problem. The Arctic is rapidly becoming the new frontier for industrial greed and geopolitical dominance. As the ice retreats, multinational corporations and powerful governments are moving in aggressively. Massive drilling operations, deep mining facilities, and offshore oil rigs are tearing into the virgin permafrost. These massive industrial drills are ripping through layers of ancient ice that have been sealed tightly for millions of years. The workers operating these machines are exposed, completely unprotected, to clouds of ancient microscopic dust. Imagine this highly plausible scenario. A massive mining drill hits a deep pocket of ancient infected ice. A single exhausted worker inhales a dormant viral spore. He feels absolutely fine. 2 days later, he boards a crowded, bustling international flight from Russia to New York. The virus, finding a human host with absolutely zero immune resistance, begins to multiply at a terrifying speed. It attacks the respiratory system, causing severe internal hemorrhaging. But because it is a prehistoric pathogen, modern antibiotics and advanced antiviral drugs have absolutely no effect on it. By the time the CDC identifies the unknown genetic sequence, the worker has unknowingly infected hundreds of people at the airport. Within weeks, the disease goes entirely global. Governments panic as the death toll skyrockets. Borders are slammed shut, airports are abandoned, but the microscopic enemy is already inside the walls. Hospitals are completely overwhelmed by a bizarre plague they cannot even name. The world's leading scientists are forced to study an alien-like pathogen that hasn't existed on the surface since the time of the mammoths. The global quarantine of 2020 would seem like a mild, temporary inconvenience compared to a total global shutdown caused by an unstoppable zombie virus. So, what is the ultimate solution? Can we possibly stop the ice from melting? Climate scientists universally agree that the warming of the poles is accelerating far beyond our current control. The only real defense we have left is aggressive preparation. Biologists are currently attempting to map the DNA of these ancient viruses before they manage to escape on their own. They are building massive, highly secure biocontainment facilities to study the pathogens they extract from the deep ice. It is a dangerous, high-stakes game of Russian roulette. To find a cure, they must first wake up the monster. We live on a fragile, rapidly changing planet. The thick ice that once protected us is now slowly revealing its darkest, most dangerous secrets. The past is not truly dead. It is simply frozen, and it has been waiting patiently. If a giant, unknown virus from the Ice Age were to spread through your city tomorrow, how would you prepare? Let me know your ultimate survival plan in the comments below. And if you want to stay awake to the hidden threats surrounding our world, hit that subscribe button to enter the Vexar Vault.